Welcome to Head Proportions Part 4, Extreme Angles and Perspective. In prior videos, we took a look at the front, side, and three-quarter views of the head. But what about extreme angles? In order to draw the head in perspective, there's a technique we call boxing in, where we take a form, in this case a head, and put it into a box. Not literally, of course. I mean this kind of box. If we create our head and place it in a box, it helps the mind see the head as a 3D form. From the front view, we can see the front plane of the box. From the side, we can see the side plane. And from our three-quarter view, we can see the front and side plane in these pictures. Because a box has 3 dimensions, in an up tilt, we can see the front, side, and bottom planes of the box. Or in a down tilt, we can see the front, side, and top planes. For further practice on this concept, take a look at my 2-point perspective video. The reason we do this is to help us see foreshortening and perspective, where objects closer to us will appear larger and objects away from us will appear smaller. Once we apply this to our head, perspective becomes easier. So let's take a look at these heads and place a box around them. In an up tilt, the jaw represents the bottom plane. Notice that when we see the jaw from this angle, the shape is inverted, and the simple shape of a jaw is simply a horseshoe when looking up or down. With that being said, let's return to our examples. Now, because foreshortening affects the proportion of our head and box, our rule of thirds will look quite different. So how do we know where to place our thirds? Horizontally, the head can be divided into thirds. But the same is true vertically. If you divide the head vertically, you find some interesting landmarks. For example, as we can see, the vertical lines fall on the pupil and the outer corner of the mouth. To find the outer corner of the nose, we can divide the center line and eye line in half. Given this information, we can get our perfect thirds. If we draw a straight line from one corner of the box to the other, we can see intersecting areas. From each intersecting area, draw a horizontal line. These are your thirds with the addition of your mouth line. If you saw my 1-point perspective video, you saw that I made my tiles in the same manner. So if you haven't already, take a look at that video. So let's get on with the drawing. So taking a look at the head tilted back, we first need to identify our cranium. Then we can put our box around it in perspective. Then add our center line and establish the jaw up tilt. Vertically, the head can be divided into thirds, so let's divide the box vertically. If we draw a straight line from one corner of the plane to the other, we can see intersecting areas. From each intersecting area, draw a horizontal line. The first line will be your mouth area, the second area represents the center of the face, and the last line will be your brow. To find the nose, we can divide the center line and eye line in half to create another intersection, and draw a horizontal line for the nose. Now, because the face is rounded, we have to make some adjustments. It's helpful to view our box and lines as chicken wire, which, in fact, gives off a shadow. If light hits our ball, a shadow will emerge and create contour lines. These are in fact your real thirds. After this, the rest is quite easy. Just remember some areas will overlap one another. I hope you enjoyed this video. Remember, you can always find more paintings and drawing tutorials on my channel, AdJeg2 Studios. And see that you click the subscribe button to see new videos every Sunday. Thank you. Goodbye.